First off, my apologies to everyone out there for the comparison in the erectile dysfunction community. I would hate to slight the erectile dysfunction community for even suggesting to compare them to Elite Dangerous PvE players that don't understand that there is literally a mode for them, because they have cried so much, where they can play away from humanity. They don't want to play with people. They can go there so they don't get quote unquote griefed, so that they can suck their thumb in peace there. And before I even get into this rant, let me just talk about this video I did a week ago called Elite Dangerous Fleet Carriers Disappoint. Currently standing at 62 likes and 64 dislikes. And I find this really fascinating because there is a large portion of people that feel disenfranchised, and for one of the first times I've seen in gaming history, it is those that enjoy playing with other people. Primarily those that like to log into a quote-unquote MMO and see other people. David Braben and Frontier continually designed the game to support NPC and PvE mechanics over PvP, over human-to-human, player-to-player experiences. And you see that the community highly endorses this for the most part. The majority of the community, as you can see in the likes to dislikes in the Elite Dangerous Fleet Carriers Disappoints video, you can see that there is a majority of people that do not want to have these experiences because they're afraid. They understand that the game itself is skewed more towards a grind mentality, where people actually have to go through different types of engineers to upgrade their ship. And God forbid somebody actually have a better loadout than them, and that they are better combat pilots against other actual human players. God forbid that space is actually dangerous. The Dangerous is now completely gone from Elite Dangerous, leaving the game completely elite. And people are complaining about this video because I'm endorsing PvP. Well, we know that the mechanics don't support it. We know that the game essentially, for people who love to have human experiences, to have player-to-player experiences, player-versus-player experiences, is null and void in Elite Dangerous now. And I was hoping that the fleet carriers that are going to be brought in at the end of the year were going to help bring about more of a community vibe where more people are playing with each other. There's millions and billions of star systems in Elite Dangerous right now. It is so hard to find anybody right now, and still you have people crying that they might get blown up in space, which is absolutely ridiculous. And these people will make people who like the PvP and like to have these experiences with others feel like they are vile, feel like they're the problem. That if you were even to attack another game or another human player, that you are a griefer, that you are a ganker. Well, last I checked, it was still available. It was still an option to shoot at players in the game. Maybe I want to test out something, a loadout. Maybe I do want to have an experience with another player. Does that mean necessarily that I'm raining havoc down on them and that I purposely just want to make them hurt so bad? Might be. I might be having a bad day. I could be wanting to have that. That's the absolute truth. You could be right. But also, it could be that I enjoy this type of gameplay, and that does not necessarily make me a griefer. It just makes me somebody who likes PvP. I can point to many different titles where people actually enjoy PvP experiences. And many people, the voices now in the Elite Dangerous community, cry out against that. They do not want that. They only want to go to system to system to system without having any human contact. And if they do have any human contact, God forbid, they get shot at in space. In fact, they've cried so much about having these experiences that David has made a mode for them that they can go to where they don't have to play with other people. And they still cry about it. And you see comments in my video. You see comments with people very upset, like Christopher Cox, who says PvP is supposed to be a mutually agreed upon battle. Since when is PvP supposed to be a mutually agreed upon battle in any game? That is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard in my entire life. Griefers just start shooting. The guys that roleplay pirates for the most part do it right, and I have done that. And in prior videos, you can see where I have done that. In my Bringing the Dangerous series, I try to be as civil as possible because I understand the community. At least I understood it, the one that I was in. Right now, it's becoming something completely different. It's morphing into some crazy man-child. Like the Elite Dangerous community has lost their backbone. I mean, really. Their balls have been cut. They are neutered. It is ridiculous to see some of the responses on this video. To see this makes me sick to my stomach. I propose that you griefers have done it to yourselves. Most people are playing solo, so they don't have to put up with you morons. So he's not only admitting the fact that their people are now playing solo, and trust me, the amount of PvP that happens in Elite Dangerous is so minuscule right now. To even find people in the game is difficult. I play on Mobius and play with like-minded people. Like I said, if you griefers are gone, please stay. Like stay gone, I think is what he means. But Jesus, you see what I'm saying about some of these responses are ridiculous. You know, I could get into many of the different responses from here, and it's really sad. It's really just a sad experience to read some of these replies. There's some really nice ones, like this one from Game O says, "Wow, I'm surprised there are elite players like this around. It is a little bit of a refresher, to be honest." Somebody who actually endorses, like, hey, you know, I kind of missed this aspect of the game. And here's a great response from Kahina Lauren, who says, "I love the PvP that I got into way back with those alliances, but as soon as engineers came, I was out of the entire game. It essentially made meaningful PvP depend upon God knows how many hours of mindless engineering grind. I quit with the first engineer I ran into because I needed to kill civilian ships to get the materials. I sort of role play and I was not going to do that, so bye." So there goes Kahina. There goes a member of the Elite Dangerous community. That's money lost. That's money lost for Frontier. I think that right now Frontier has done everything they can for the erectile dysfunction players, for those that don't have the courage to fly in space and face the danger. I think that David has now done everything possible to completely grind out the PvP player in Elite Dangerous, pun intended, because the grind has become absolutely ridiculous right now. So I get back into this video topic and I talk about how it was a great idea, but they've completely messed it up because you cannot destroy carriers, which is really very, very flawed as a game mechanic. Just as a game mechanic in a game, you're going to have an overabundance, a complete overabundance of carriers and people with carriers, because eventually everybody's going to have a carrier. Yes, they can change it as time goes on, but I don't think that they will. I don't think that David and Frontier are going to change it. And it's really sickening. And you don't see content creators talk about this at all. You, God forbid, you actually hear Obsidian Ant come to the forefront and say, hey, this could be a problem. No, we're just going to continue to make Elite Dangerous videos with no criticisms whatsoever, because that's the bread and butter of Obsidian Ant. No offense, good guy, makes good videos, but come on now. We've got large carriers here. We've got no fleet battles happening, and this isn't even discussed. Ridiculous. It's what I think is the most absurd thing, is to continually grind out a portion of the community, the PvP community, and then have the only remaining community in the game, who are those who only enjoy PvE and grinding, then call those that have been forced out of the community griefers and gankers. My voice and others like me have been completely squelched. And this is why Elite Dangerous will die. And you're seeing smaller and smaller numbers in Elite Dangerous, because it's not endorsing all different types of gamers. It's not including certain types of gamers. It's excluding them purposefully excluding those that actually enjoy PvP. And you're going to see a lot of people dislike this again, because you're going to have the Elite Dangerous community realize this video is out here, and you're going to have those people that suck their thumb and have erectile dysfunction show up in numbers, because God forbid their game change. God forbid they have a chance of having an element of danger in space and also have the opportunity to go to a completely safe login screen where there are no people in it. Ridiculous. So thanks very much. Appreciate your guys' time. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Just one of the reasons why I left the Elite Dangerous community, why I mean, I was hoping carriers were going to do it, but you know, it just doesn't seem like it. And it's sad because, like I said in the original video, I really enjoyed Elite Dangerous. I really enjoyed the flight experience, but the grind and continually having to do this grind to update, it's just completely imbalanced now. It's completely imbalanced in every way when it comes to PvP. And it's one of the primary roots of the problem, of the real problem behind it is the game design. It really is. It forces us to have this divide between PvE and PvP gamer out there. And it's just a sad thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me. Thanks to all my patrons out there. And I will see you on the next vid.